today is a bit of a controversial topic. It's about close guard stack passing. So I told already in an article before, I really don't like, how you call those things, dogmas. Always keep your elbows closed. Never stack in close guard. Stand up in close guard. What is another dogma that exists? Never pull guard these days. Always be a wrestler. Well, always, when people say always and never, you should always never believe them. Okay, and it's contradictory, but it's the point of it. So every time in my life, every single year, I think, now I understand Jiu-Jitsu. And then the year later I said, now I understand Jiu-Jitsu. And I keep saying this for many years, and every year I have to say, man, last year it seems I didn't really know Jiu-Jitsu last year, and it still changes every year. Which is also another interesting thing. It's about, recently I shared an article on Facebook about talking my view on belts. So that's about where people say you should never ask for a belt. And I never ask for a belt, but I don't really get upset when people do ask for their belt or what they should do for the next level. Because we should be open about it a little bit, and if you go to university, you will exactly know what you need to do to get your next level, right? And also if you're a competitor, you are deciding also your own career path. When you do fight in purple, white, purple, brown, black or white, you decide that. And of course a coach can say, man, maybe you wait a little bit, maybe not. It's not about me alone to make that conversation. But yeah, I digress. So this is also a dogma I would like to break through. Now, the dogma of today is close guard stack passing. Stand up please for a second. Look, let's say we do stand-up fighting. Everybody will agree the best way to start would be to keep his neck bent, maybe like a guillotine, or just keep his head down, broken posture. Nobody will argue it's a good idea to start fighting someone with a straight neck. Keep your neck straight, please, chin up, more forward, great. Now lay down please. Now this is one of my pet peeves. I can't stand this, look. Look, put your head up please. This I cannot stand. If they fight, my students do this. Just keep the head up like that. Look, you always have to be very ready to look at. This is the most important part. So if I grab your neck right now and I bend it, here, you start fighting, go, fight. I keep my weight away, put your neck up. Nope, stop it, yeah, here. So yeah, then it's easy for you to fight, bend your neck. And if I pull it in and I lean forward, so good luck now, fight, go, fight. This is just grappling now, imagine it's MMA. Street fight, eh? But even if he puts his head out, it's one free blow at that moment, right? So, but it's IBJJF, you cannot do a can opener. Yeah, that's true, you cannot do a can opener, but you don't have to, well, it's a bit like this, look, put your head up please. You should not do a can opener if it's like this, okay, 3, 2, 1, yank. If I yank his head like this, then yes, it's risky for an injury. But actually, we should not disallow things to protect people from their own stupidity. So what do I mean with this? A few things, look. Put your chin up please, head down, chin up. Here. Now like I said in the previous video about close guard bottom posture breaking, pull your knees to your shoulders please. Yeah, great. I'm gonna lift your head up, ready? Look, you see my arms, I'm huge, right? I'm really like super buff, muscled. Take steroids, no, it's not true. So I'm super muscled, but even I cannot bend Latif's neck. No, actually, see, it's very hard to do so, right? So put your head up, please. Here. Now, if Latif's head is like this and I catch it, so now try to put your head on the floor again, Latif. That's hard, right? Now, why do can openers have a bad name? Because people yank them in. It's usually the muscle guys who fight less technical that go for it. And actually, I argue if you do it technically, it should be the first thing you go for in close guard. Now, if I just pull it up, what usually is the direction that people do? They start pushing their neck away and stretch your hip, please, Latif. Yes. And this is as healthy for your spine as doing a squat with a complete bent spine and pushing the weight up. So, what would you do if I have a weight in my neck and my spine is bent to do what I do? I would actually start to raise my head as far as I can, drop, get a straight spine first, and then go back up. So first I'm going to teach people how to deal with the stack or with the can opener. If I pull, relax please, if I pull it in here, see, and now you're going to raise your chin first as much as you can, raise it, yes. And now from here, Latif, start walking away and put your head on the floor again. Exactly. And this leads to arm bars and everything. So what I can imagine that happened at some point was this. This is maybe an illusion, but at some point maybe Hideo Gracie and the Gracies, they fight a lot of beginners in the beginning, and they all go for the heads. And in the beginning, they would quickly figure out how to deal with that. Keep your neck straight, please. Keep your neck straight, yeah. Head on the floor, and our arms are tight. And now it leads to arm bar. So go for an arm bar, just basic arm bar. And great, and tap. So then they say, every time they get your head, we get an arm bar. So let's not do that anymore. And of course, some roid heads who are like stronger people, they go for that, pull that head off. So that's why it gets a bad rap, and why probably IBJJF doesn't allow it. But how can we do it safely? In Jitsu, we always have to think about our weakest link. What do I mean with this? We should not put strength with our arms. Our arms are there to keep. So I'm just grabbing, stretch your leg, push your leg, please, back, Latif. Just like an anchor point. What is actually what I should be using to put the strength is just from here, I keep the neck, and I'm gonna start walking forward. See now, try to stretch your leg, please, up, Latif. Push me away. Yeah, I'm slightly backwards, push me away. Yeah, then I'm getting danger, and now he has a bit more freedom to move. But if he relaxes his hip and I go forward here, even I can put all my weight on my nose actually. So you try to push me away now. There's a downside to this as well, so you're gonna be a bit more here. Now push me away a little bit. Hard, right? Yeah. Okay, now from here, what usually will be Latif's next option will be to pick a side, like grab your leg on one side. So just grab underneath my leg on one side. It's a common reaction when you do Jitsu, when you do this with people who grapple. So you put your knee on the floor, and now the mirroring principle. Look, every time Latif's head goes to one side, I have to look over the other side and turn my hip in on the side where he went. Look what happens if I turn in the other hip. I just sweep myself. So what I have to do here is look away and start coming close, and I pull the head in. You try to find it, and here I put a lot of pressure. And now look, basically you wait a little bit. You let him stew a bit in this position. You try to free your head a bit. Even if he gets his head free, go back to the center. You can often go for the King's Gambit, my favorite pass where you use the triangle. So this time you don't even give the triangle, you're out right away. So go again, please. 9 times out of 10 this will happen. Bring the neck in, walk forward, see, keep your toes on the mat. See? I can show like this. See, keep my weight forward, push me away, please. Push me away. Yeah, very unhealthy for his neck. What he should be doing is chin up and walk away. But even this is hard at this point because I can walk and the ground is like the barrier, he cannot break that barrier. So I go forward, and now when I stay in the middle, he can go forward, backwards. So go to one side a little bit, and get my leg, my leg, yeah. Go for armbar. If he goes for armbar, just stack him a bit more. Push me away, go for it. It's very hard for him to attack me. Keep here. At this point, you can even grab, start getting your arm out, and just go for almost a basic over-under pass. There's more details, so to give you guys a general idea. So when I'm going forward, Latif goes for this leg, and I switch, and it switches to the other side now. See, you're gonna switch my side as well. Important always to keep your weight straight over. I make my instruction about pressure passing, hidden and essential mechanics of pressure passing for BJ Fanatics. And this is one of the main principles I always use. Keep your weight slightly over your partner in the middle. Why? Because your partner cannot move his head when it's on the floor. If you set sideways, now he can start using his hip again. He can roll or push me away. There's a very rare amount of people who can roll straight back over. So from here, see, let's fight a little bit, see, go. See? You can even grab my second leg. See? I can just compress him. At this point, even go out. And if it were MMA, you can punch here. Now, flexible people will say, oh, but you didn't pass my guard. Well, this is not a guard. This is an illusion of a guard. It's not a guard. Just a guard in IBJJF, where you don't get points for this. But it's as useful as a guard. Actually, I would argue it's better control for me here than it would be in mount even. And if he pushes, you can use this, go sideways and go here. It's another interesting point actually. Like the position that gives us points are not always the best. This is arguably a better control than a side control, but no points for this. So that's also an argument we have to have. Okay, that's it for now. Well, I'm gonna continue more on this video next week. And I'm going to show you how to do my favorite pressing close guard. Keep tight, please. And I go forward, walk over, and use this kind of pressing from the close guard. Just realize that it's too big of a topic to cover completely. So consider this, how to can opener and stack correctly, and how to deal with it as well. Thanks a lot.